President Trump says he is open to negotiations with other countries over his sweeping tariffs on imports if those countries offer something, quote, phenomenal. And the worst day on Wall Street since the pandemic, as Trump's tariff policy sends shockwaves through global financial markets. MPs at Westminster prepare to debate assisted dying again. We're in California, where it is legal to follow two terminally ill people as they decide how they want to die. And the King has been hosting a reception at Windsor Castle this evening to recognize those involved in community music across the UK. The King joined the London Vegetable Orchestra and joined in their rendition of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Those invited included leaders of community music groups and music-related projects, many of whom are volunteers. You're watching BBC News. South Korea's Constitutional Court will rule on whether to uphold the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol on Friday. President Yeol was stripped of office in December for trying to impose martial law, triggering a political crisis and sparking protests across the country. Yoon is not expected to attend the ruling, but if the court strips him of the presidency, the country must hold an election within the next 60 days. Officials say more than 14,000 riot police will be deployed to the court in downtown Seoul, where police halted near daily protests on Tuesday. South Korea's temporary leader, Han Duck-seo, urged the nation on Wednesday to calmly accept the Constitutional Court's decision and warned politicians not to make provocative statements about the ruling. Okay, let's take a look at some other headlines now. Civil defense staff in Gaza say an Israeli airstrike on a school sheltering displaced people east of Gaza City has killed at least 25 people. Israel has not yet commented on the strike. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says around 100 people have been killed in Israeli strikes in the last day. The Israeli military is stepping up a ground offensive aimed at cutting access between the southern cities of Rafah and Khan Yunis. The U.S. broadcaster Radio Free Europe says that the satellite it uses to transmit programs into Russia was switched off by the U.S. government. Radio Free Europe was founded in 1949 alongside Radio Liberty to provide news to Eastern Europe and other regions where the media was censored. Its budget was cut earlier this year by Donald Trump. Denmark's prime minister offered closer collaboration with the United States in defending the Arctic region, but once again ruled out Donald Trump's ambition to annex Greenland. Mette Frederiksen was speaking during a three-day visit to the island. She called comments made last week by the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance unfair. Mr. Vance says Denmark was not doing a good job of keeping Greenland safe. Tornadoes and violent storms have struck parts of the south and midwestern United States, killing at least one person, knocking down power lines and trees, and ripping roofs off homes and shooting debris thousands of feet into the air.
Today at 6, the presenter Russell Brand is charged with rape and sexual assault. The charges relate to 4 separate women between 1999 and 2005. Russell Brand denies the allegations. And our other main story on the programme today, China hits back at the US over trade tariffs. Markets tumble as the world's 2 biggest economies embark on a fully fledged trade war.
Despite the turbulence, the defiant Donald Trump insists he will not back down.
New documents are released in the case of an alleged Chinese spy linked to Prince Andrew.
Donald Trump says he'll delay a deadline for TikTok to find a non-Chinese buyer to keep it open in the US. And a warning that social media influencers are becoming a growing threat to uncontacted indigenous people around the world.